What if God reduced your army from thousands to just 300, and then told you to attack at night? This is the story of fear turned into faith, and weakness transformed into unstoppable victory. The land of Israel was trembling. For 7 long years, the Midianites had stormed in like locusts, stealing crops, burning fields, crushing hope. Every harvest season, dark clouds of enemy tents covered the valleys. Camels filled the land beyond counting. Families hid in caves. Children whispered instead of laughed. And in a winepress, a pit carved in stone, a young man named Gideon was secretly threshing wheat, hiding it from the enemy. The sun burned above him, but fear weighed heavier. Suddenly, a presence, a radiant figure stood beneath the oak tree nearby. "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." Gideon froze. Mighty warrior? He looked around. Surely this angel was speaking to someone else. "My clan is the weakest," Gideon replied, "and I am the least in my family." But the voice was firm. "Go in the strength you have. I will be with you." The camera pulls back. A frightened farmer called to become a deliverer. Gideon obeyed. Slowly. First, he tore down his father's altar to false gods, at night, afraid of what people would say. By morning, the town was furious. But something had changed. The Spirit of the Lord filled Gideon. He blew a trumpet, and men began to gather. 10,000, 20,000, 32,000 soldiers stood with him on the hillside, staring down at the Midianite camp below. A sea of enemy tents, stretching across the valley like endless sand. Yet God spoke again. "You have too many men." Too many? If Israel wins like this, they will boast in themselves. So Gideon announced, "Anyone who is afraid may go home." 22,000 men left. 10,000 remained. Still, God said, "There are too many." Gideon's heart pounded. God led them to a stream. Some men knelt and drank carelessly, faces buried in water. Others scooped water with their hands, staying alert. Only 300 remained vigilant. God said, "With these 300, I will save you." 300 against an army as numerous as locusts. Night fell heavy over the valley. Fear whispered in Gideon's ear. But God in mercy gave him one more sign. Sneaking down to the edge of the enemy camp, Gideon overheard a Midianite soldier telling a dream. "I saw a loaf of barley bread rolling into camp. It struck a tent and knocked it over." Another soldier replied, trembling, "This can be nothing other than the sword of Gideon. God has given Midian into his hands." Gideon bowed in worship. The battle had already begun, in the enemy's mind. This was no ordinary battle plan. No swords drawn, no shields raised. Instead, each of the 300 carried a trumpet, an empty clay jar, and a torch hidden inside. The moonlight painted the valley silver as they quietly surrounded the enemy camp. Midnight, the changing of the guard. Gideon lifted his torch. "Watch me," he whispered. Then, crash. God does not need large numbers. He needs willing hearts. When faith replaces fear, even 300 can change history.